Hey, welcome to Surviving Motherhood. So, I have something I just have to read for you right now. This comes from John, the 20th chapter, starting in verse 24. Now, Thomas, called Didymus, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand into his side, I will not believe it." All right, did you catch that? Thomas has 3 requirements. He says, I have to see the nail marks, I have to put my fingers where the nails were, and I want to put my hand into his side. All right? So then, a week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." And I think that is really remarkable. I mean, it's remarkable because every objection or every requirement that Thomas had, see the nail marks, put my fingers where the nails were, reach my hand up, put into his side, Jesus knew, and he said, do it. Jesus saw every detail. He knew what Thomas needed. Okay, so that is remarkable, and it's amazing. And if that's all there was, that would be amazing. But as I have considered this passage, I saw there is so much more. Because get this, do you know what Jesus had just been through? I mean, besides the fact that he had to leave heaven, and for 33 years he was walking along the earth, well, he had just been crucified. He had just conquered sin and death. He had conquered hell and the devil. He was now resurrected. He was getting ready to go back to heaven where he's going to send his spirit to be with his people. So he's got to get everybody ready. By the way, everybody who sees him now is freaking out because they can't believe he's alive, even though he clearly told them this all was going to happen. By the way, did you catch that I said he was on his way back to heaven? Like, he's going to heaven. He has got to be so overjoyed and filled with excitement. And yet, in the midst of all that, in the midst of all that stuff that was going on in Jesus' heart and mind and life, he had the time. He took the time. He cared enough to come to Thomas and say, "Thomas, look at my hands. Put your finger here. Put your hand. Reach it out and put it in my side." Jesus, in the midst of all the stuff that was going on, had the time, had the love, had the knowledge to get into Thomas's details and show him that he cared, that he was God. And I don't know about you, but I find that amazing. What an amazing love he has. I don't have time. You don't have time for me to go into all the details that God has been involved in my life, even just today as I am getting ready to record this. God shows up in my details, and he delights me when he does that. And I want to pray for you now. I pray that God will open your eyes to allow you to recognize all of the ways that he's getting into your details too. When you feel like, I've got this and this and this, and I need all of this, and Jesus, if you don't do it, I don't believe. I pray that you, like Thomas, will see how he will meet your every need. I pray that he will encourage your heart today as he shows up in your details. You go now. Have a wonderful, Jesus-full